In the beginning, there was only nothing, no existence, no names. The undivided state was the start, but no separate forms yet. From this undivided state, all things came forth. This is called self-gain, before forms. Yin and Yang were already distinct and joined without gap. This is called heaven's command. Yin and Yang moved and made things. This is called form, from God's spirit, each with its own path. This is called nature. Cultivate well and return to self-gain. Perfect self-gain becomes the original beginning. Then the heart is vast and open. Speech becomes like bird song, no like or dislike, no right or wrong. When speech is like birds, you merge with heaven and earth. This is the deep and mysterious way. I like returning to the true and resting in nature. Confucius asked Laozi. Some study the way yet seem to go against it. They call what can be accepted as acceptable, and what is wrong as right. Clever debaters say, separating hardness and whiteness is as clear as the sky. Can such people be called sages? Laozi said. They're just clever clerks trapped by their skills, working hard and scared. Hunting dogs get worried when tied. Monkeys get caught for being quick. Conquer. I'll tell you something you can't hear or see. Many people have a head and feet and know nothing, but no one with a body can coexist with the formless way. Motion or stillness, life or death, rise or fall, all six come from nature and can be explained. If there is rule, it is simply people following their own true nature. Forget things, forget nature, that is called forgetting yourself. One who forgets himself merges with nature. Zhang Lu visited Ji and said, "The ruler of Lu told me, please accept my instruction." I refused, but he insisted. So I said to him, "You must be respectful and frugal, select fair and loyal ministers, and have no bias. Then who among the people would not be harmonious?" Chi laughed and said, "Your words are like a mantis raising its arms to stop a cartwheel. It can't succeed. And worse, you put yourself in danger. Like a tall tower, many things and people will crowd onto it." Zhang Luman was shocked. "I'm confused. Still, please give me an outline." Chi said, "A great sage ruler lets people's hearts run free, not bound. He lets them each improve in their own way and change their bad habits. He removes harmful intentions and increases self-cultivation. It's as if nature itself moves them, yet they don't know why. If so, why praise your unshunned teaching and look down on the undivided state? Better to be at one with nature and keep the heart still." Zigong traveled south to Chu and was returning to Jin. By the south bank of the Han River, he saw an old man working in his garden. He had dug a tunnel to a well and was carrying a water jar to water the plants, working hard but getting little done. Zigong said, "There's a machine today that can water 100 gardens with little effort. Why not try it?" The old man looked up and asked, "How?" Zigong said, "Make a wooden lever, heavy at the back, light at the front. It draws water like a pump, fast as boiling water. It's called a will sweep. The old man laughed and said, I've heard from my teacher. With machines come clever tricks. With clever tricks come cunning minds. A cunning mind in your heart ruins pure simplicity. Without pure simplicity, your spirit is not steady. Without a steady spirit, the way does not dwell in you. I know your machine, I'm just ashamed to use it. Zigong blushed and hung his head. After a while, the old man said, What do you do? Zigong said, I'm a student of Confucius. Ah, you're that man of great learning who imitates sages, shows off, and wanders the world selling his name. Throw away your spirit and ambition. Forget your body. Then maybe you get close to the way. You can't even cultivate yourself. How can you have time to rule the world? Go away. Don't waste my time. Zigong was deeply ashamed. He walked 30 miles before he could come down. His students asked, Who was that man? Why did you look so shaken? Zigong said, I thought Confucius was the only sage in the world. Now I see there are others. I learned from my teacher, find what works, achieve results, use less effort for more gain. That is the sage's way. But now I see it's not. One who holds the way has complete virtue. With complete virtue comes a complete body. With a complete body comes a whole spirit. That is the sage's way. Such people live with others yet don't know where they're going. Their hearts are deep and their virtue is full. Clever tricks and profit never enter their minds. They don't chase what doesn't fit their will. They don't do what doesn't fit their heart. If all the world praises them, they don't care. If all the world blames them, they don't mind. Praise and blame neither add nor take away. That's a person of complete virtue. I'm just a restless soul stained by the dust of the world. Zigong returned and told Confucius. Confucius said, They practice the way of chaos. They understand the undivided truth but don't follow changing times. They cultivate themselves well but don't rule the outside world. They are so pure, so clear, so simple, living freely among the world. How could you not be amazed? As for the way of chaos, how could you or I truly understand it? I am man vanished to the ocean and met you on fan. You on fan asked, Where are you going? To the ocean. Why? The ocean, rivers pour into it and it never fails. You scoop from it and it never runs dry. So I'm going to roam there. Don't you care about the people? Please tell me about sage rule. Sage rule, set officials and laws properly, promote talent and forget no one. Let each see the truth and do what they should. Words and actions come naturally. Wave your hand and all the people come. That's sage rule. Tell me about the virtual person. They dwell without thought, act without plans, hold no right or wrong. All under heaven share profit and joy, share goods and find peace. They look sad like a baby losing its mother. They look lost like a traveler going astray. Goods are plenty but they don't know where from. Food is enough but they don't know how. That's the virtual person. Tell me about the spirit person. The spirit person rises light and disappears without traces. They shine on all things. They exhaust fate and change. joy with heaven and earth. So all things naturally and return to truth. This is called merging into the mysterious. Men Wu Gui and Qi Shan Manji watched King Wu's army attacking him. Qi Shan said, King Wu still couldn't match you. That's why the world suffers this disaster. Man Wu Gui said, did you rule when the world was already at peace, or when it was in chaos? Qi Shan said, peace is what people want. Why talk of Yu's virtue and make him ruler? Yu treated Hadassars. Only after half fell out did he put on wigs. Disease comes before the doctor. A filial son gives medicine to his father. His face worn out, yet the sage is ashamed of this. In the age of perfect virtue, they honored no wise man, employed no talented ones. Rulers sat high like branches on a tree, naturally high without trying. People were like wild deer, free and innocent. They were upright without knowing righteousness. They loved without knowing benevolence. They were honest without knowing loyalty. They acted rightly without knowing trust. They moved and helped each other without knowing kindness. So they left no traces and passed nothing down. A filial son does not flatter his parents. A royal minister does not flatter his ruler. That is the height of filial piety and loyalty. But whatever parents say, they say yes. Whatever parents do, they praise, and the world calls them bad children. Whatever the ruler says, they agree. Whatever the ruler does, they follow, and the world calls them bad ministers. Yet people don't ask, is the world's view always right? They take what the world calls right as right, what it calls good as good, and never call them flatterers. So is the world more worthy of respect than parents and rulers? Call someone a flatterer, they get angry. Call them a sycophant, they get furious. Yet they flatter and fawn all their lives, thinking it's just clever talk to please the crowd. The beginning and end don't match. They dress up, wear bright colors, and flatter the whole world, yet don't see it as flattery. They follow the crowd and share its view, yet don't see themselves as ordinary. This is deep ignorance. Knowing you're ignorant is not the worst ignorance. Knowing you're confused is not the worst confusion. The most confused never wake up. The most ignorant never understand. If one of three travelers is lost, they still reach the destination. If two are lost, they fail. Now the whole world is lost. Even if I get them, it won't help. Isn't that sad? High music is lost on common people. But simple folk songs like Yam and Huan Hu make them laugh, so noble words can stay in common hearts, and true wisdom can come from common mouths because vulgar talk rules. If two are lost, the destination is unreachable. Not everyone is lost even if I get them. How can we reach it? Knowing it can't be reached and still pushing, that's another confusion, so better to leave it alone. If you don't seek the root, who will you worry with? An ugly person gives birth at night and rushes to light a lamp, terrified the child might look like them. A great tree is cut down, carved into fine vessels, painted blue and yellow. The leftover wood is thrown in a ditch. The carved piece and the discarded piece have different fates, but they both lost their true nature. Robert Z. and Zhang Shan differ in dates and principles, but they both lost their true nature. There are 5 ways to lose true nature. Colors confuse sight. Sounds confuse hearing. Smells confuse the nose. Flavors confuse the taste. Desires confuse the heart. These 5 are the plagues of life, yet Yamro and Modi chase after them, thinking they've gained. But is being trapped back in really gain? Then trapped sparrows and owls could also be called content. Inside, desires pile up like firewood. Outside, ropes and bells bend like ropes. They stare wide-eyed in their bendings, thinking they've gained. Then criminals tied up, and tigers in cages could also be called content.